Hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. Now, you might be saying to yourself, wait a second, something looks a little different. So I found out in BlueStacks that you can actually set the game to be in, I think it's called ultra widescreen. So I tried this setting, and as you can see, the graphics are stretched a little bit more, like I believe it usually ends like around here and around here. And so they had to add some detail on the sides. Obviously, that's not really relevant to the game. But here is the relevant part. So there is a reason I set it to wide mode, and let's take a look at that in Total War. So another interesting thing is you can also see more here. But if you notice, I have cleared 9-9 in the Lightning Hall. And if you remember, I was stuck on 9-6. So what I want to do is let's take a look at 9-6. Oh. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had to sweep through that just so we could get the characters I need to show this with. So we're going to go to 9-6. And yeah, I couldn't beat 9-10 in case you're wondering. But this is really applicable to 9-6. So we're going to set our team up. That's how I usually set everybody up. Oh, actually, you know, we're going to do a quick cut real quick. Because first, you need to have it set up to have auto off, have that off. Okay, let's leave. Okay, now let's go back into 9-6. Because 9-6 was the one that gave me a lot of problems. And I found a unique solution, and the solution was switching to wide mode. Now let's get everybody in here. And yes, you have to basically use Aisha, because otherwise it's impossible. They just do too much damage. You have to play with your hero, your warriors here. Alright, so now we're going to start. And there we go. Okay. So here's the thing. Notice how Evan can only shoot this far. That is actually the edge of the stage. Now, so here's the issue. If you can kind of pay attention here to where the knights are running, you can sort of see what the problem is. We have one guy at the top, we have this guy at the bottom, and nobody in the middle. So the issue is going to be, and let's see if I can time this right, that see how all the warriors piled in there, and nobody went to the middle, and I kind of mistimed that, so we're going to have to do it again. So let me go over the advantage of wide mode. You see how we kind of have, we get a lead of where they're headed, and the battlefield is actually longer than what we normally see in the normal resolution. Well, we can use that to our advantage, and I did not demonstrate how we can do that. I was a little late. It does take some practice, but when you get it right. And again, you have to also play around with the configuration of who's where, based on their abilities. And let's try this again. And again, the one of the things too is you can look, see how much extra time I have. All right, now I have to time this better. So I think I'm gonna hit him as soon as he crosses. Right there. I'm going to pull. Alright, so it should hit. So you kind of see there is some travel time. Like the horse guys tend to be a little bit faster. Okay, they're slowed now. Good, it hit all of them. Now see, our warriors are still holding back. We're just about to let people through, and see how they spread out. Whoops. And again, you would keep doing this, because again, you want to keep everybody, like, probably too many of them broke through. It was like 5, that really wasn't that great. Again, you're going to have to experiment a little bit with this, but watch what you can do. The issue, of course, is Evan's arrow has like a flight time. And this might not be the best one, but the idea is you have a lot more leverage to try and pick everybody up. Oh, you're not going to get there. There we go. She picked him up. All right, let's grab this. All right, slow him down. Vincent, please pick him up. Again, it's not perfect. I mean, you'd have to play with it a little bit to get an absolutely perfect one. But this extra visibility is amazing. And this one probably, I got too many night guys got through, so you'd probably want to do it again. And again, I'm not trying to like beat this stage, so it's more like just the concept of how you can set it up, and what an advantage it is. Because if I can get this going right, let's see if we can get the problem is Evan's arrow is so freaking slow. If his arrow is fast, okay, they aggroed all that. And most stuff, you can see, was aggroed. And then, of course, now that we're done, you flip that on. You kind of have to hope at this point that the golems have taken some pressure off, like they're actually attacking things that could be attacking the castle, to take some of the pressure off, and then you just let it rip. So again, that wasn't the greatest setup, but I hope you can understand the advantage of what you can do in ultra wide mode. Because to me, that's amazing. It was basically how I beat the stage. I actually did better. I let basically none of the guys get to the wall, and then it was just, okay, go Christian, keep attacking the wall and kind of figure out, and just kind of let loose. Now I will be changing this back to the regular mode for today's video, and I will be releasing this video actually the day after the video about what I did today. I didn't want to release it on the same day. I wanted to release it a day after so the people that actually watch the episodes get the hint first. But that's it. That is the trick. And that has proven very successful for me. And even on stages not like this, it just lets you stagger your warriors better. As you saw, I had a pretty good stagger here going. And it also gives you the ability to kind of aim a little bit better. Now, one of the things I do like doing is holding on to Evan or Marion, whomever, holding on to their shot as long as I can, because it just slows the game down enough, especially at the start, to kind of make it easier to line up your shots in terms of, okay, I had to freeze that one just right. And like I said, Evan is much harder to use because you really have to lead your targets with him. And again, I haven't practiced, but it looks like the little knight dude ran through about half of Evan's targeting reticle by the time it flew across the screen. Oh, I will say that Evan is in a really bad spot. I can never remember. I probably should make a guide for myself of what spot holds what. That said, that's all I wanted to talk about. Again, this is very helpful in Total War. You could put stages with this too, but I would advise against it. The reason I would advise against it is because look at how much setup I had to do. In Total War, you beat the stage once and you're done. In other game modes, you'd have to in the regular game mode, you'd have to set it up over and over and over again for every stage. Would not recommend that. I would just say, again, if I'm at 17,170, you don't need to go higher than that. Outside of bragging rights, there's in my opinion, no reason to go higher than that. Which is kind of why I'm just sitting there. Especially with the way the game is set up now. I mean, I think it was originally 13,300 was the max, and then it was 15,289 was the max for Mythic 3-star gear, and now it's 17,100, and that was for Total War, which you can just, again, if you didn't want to advance Total War, you could just buy it, and the last Mythic summon, and again, if you didn't want to do it, you could just buy it. I mean, you don't really need to advance that unless you really want to. I mean, it's, as you saw, because of the way the runes system is, it's like you're not really missing much in terms of the runes because you're missing the last. If you stopped at 15, it was like 370 or 360 I was at before. I can't remember exactly. If you did stop at that stage, you would know that there was no reason to rush ahead simply because the last two rune summons, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could just pull your rune seals, and it's the same thing. You could buy your way through with the Total War. Not that I recommend that. I mean, obviously I did it free to play for a reason, but again, hopefully this is helpful. At the very least, this is useful for Portal, it's useful for Expedition, and it's useful for Total War. So, once again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.